DuPont Pioneer Canada representatives and local politicians, along with various ag industry representatives, were present as DuPont Pioneer Canada opened a brand new research facility near Lethbridge, Alberta Wednesday. The facility means a major investment into the future of corn in Western Canada. I talked to DuPont Pioneer Canada President Bryce Eger about the facility and their choice of Lethbridge as the location.
So why Lethbridge? That's a good question. And Lethbridge is a stable market from a corn standpoint. So of course the facility is focused on breeding and researching corn. The geography is a perfect fit from that standpoint. It allows us, because the crop is already grown in this area, it allows us an opportunity to utilize the expertise that's already here. There's stability from an environment standpoint, there's access to water, and access to the land that we need to be able to do the research that's needed in order to produce the crop. So great area. It also has access to the university and the college, so future employees, as well as the network that we need in order to have a strong research community is right here, and it works as a perfect spot for us.
So what's the focus of this facility here going to be?
So the focus of this facility is ultra early, as we speak to it, corn hybrids, and ultra early is essentially 70-day maturity products and earlier. So products that have not traditionally been grown, or maturities that have traditionally not been grown anywhere in the world. That's what this team here is focusing in.
So a few challenges for corn this year, when a year like this, with it being dry and also the price. Do you see that having any effect? So
I think the way that we would coin it actually is, a year like this actually is an opportunity, because as you speak to the researchers and to the folks that are actually breeding the crop, whenever you have an outlier year, a year that is stressing the products, it allows you to make sure that you're selecting the very best products for the environment. And so it actually turns into a bit of an opportunity. While it's stressful on the farming community, from a research standpoint, there's opportunity that comes out of it. The other thing that would be said is the long term with commodity prices. We all know that commodity prices continue to fluctuate and go up and down, and our job as an organization, as a company, is to ensure that we have the most stable products, so that when customers make the decision to grow corn, they're going to be able to go to the field and know that they're going to have the most yield that they possibly could get out of that product. And so we can't control the commodity prices, but what we have invested in is a long-term view that corn has a fit, will have a fit, and will continue to be a real burgeoning crop for Western Canada. And so you invest in a research site like this, not for 1 or 2 years down the road, but for the long term.
So DuPont is pretty, well, you guys are familiar with planting yourselves in kind of virgin territory when it comes to things like corn. Is that kind of what's going on here?
So what we're really interested in is, first thing is to look at the environment and whether or not the environment is conducive to growing the crop. Of course, we've done all of that work. We understand there are enough acres that are growing today with the existing hybrid lineup. What the next piece of that is, now we need to work on helping to educate, and the stewardship that goes with developing a new crop and developing new acres. And across Western Canada, our focus from our commercial team, which is our agronomists and our account managers, as well as our sales reps, is to continue to help educate and provide the knowledge behind growing corn in Western Canada. It's a new crop, it's a new experience for a lot of growers, and so being in this area, it also gives us access to be able to pull people in and use the opportunity as a training opportunity because of the site as well.
Are you going to look more at grain hybrids or silage, or what's your focus going to be in that area?
So the focus is a combination, it really is. We have a solid silage product line today as it sits, but the focus is on both those products. So being able to have an ultra early maturing corn product, say at 60 days worth of maturity, that a grower in central Saskatchewan can grow to maturity and actually get grain off of on a very consistent basis. In fact, as consistent as any other crop that they would grow. That's part of the plan with this. And then on the silage side, of course, we've got a huge animal and livestock sector in Western Canada. access is right here. Another reason for being in the location is we have access to be able to do everything from feeding studies, as well as work very closely with that livestock sector to make sure that we're producing the best products for them too.
So the more uses, the better.
The more uses, the better. Yeah.
All right. So you're pretty hopeful about the future of corn here.
Yeah, very, very hopeful about the future of corn, and corn will happen. No different than other products and other crops that have been introduced to Western Canada. The neat part about Western Canada, and being a Western Canadianer myself, it's the entrepreneurial spirit of the Western Canadian farmer is really very neat. They will continue to try new things and always looking to do something different on their farm, and because of that, it's a perfect marketplace to be able to bring a new crop to, because they are willing, and once you have a willing participant, then that helps to drive the crop as it goes forward.
All right, thanks a lot.
Perfect. Thanks, Jason.